All right, what's up, totally Toonular? We are live. What's up? What's up? And this week, man, we're down two toonies. Ben is off traveling at the moment, and Nicole's getting married. So
Yeah.
shout out to Nicole getting married, everybody.
Marriage.
Congratulations.
But to fill in, I had to call in. We'll get to Leo's transition in a bit on the show that we're doing, but I had to call in the only other person I know, the person that I share many joints with, Derek Woodruff Johnson. What's up, my dude? Thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem, man. It's always an honor to be on the show, man.
How's it hanging? I mean, I miss you, buddy. I feel like I still think about you. We still have like the little the monkeys that you got. I forgot what they're called. The ones that like hang. And I still
Oh,
have those.
the barrel of
Yeah,
monkeys.
we still have them on the door.
We got those at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, they're still on the door where you put them, Derek. I think about you every time I leave.
Awesome. I mean, I'm all right. It's been pretty good. I had to take the dogs to the vet recently, but wasn't anything major.
Dude.
Just been kind of working around here and getting ready to go do some unsolved mystery solving
Hell
stuff
yeah.
here hopefully soon.
Did you solve
How's
anything?
Do what?
Did you solve anything?
I couldn't.
Did
I
you
barely do
personally
basic
solve
math.
any of the mysteries?
No, no. If anything, I probably made it worse.
Do you guys do on purpose?
No,
Because if you solve anything, it kind of messes the whole dynamic of the show.
I mean, that's not. I mean, why do you think the show's been running for?
I mean, there's usually
40
big
years?
rewards, right? Don't they got like big rewards if you?
I mean, yeah. There's some big rewards. So they're pretty close to solving a few of the mysteries that
one
we
of them-
have, and some actually have that.
One of them's in my
If you've
neighborhood.
listened
Isn't
to
it?
their podcast,
Isn't one of the people hiding away somewhere in my neighborhood?
oh yeah, Miss Tammy from our Detroit episode from last season. Her last location was at the
apartment in front of James'
Neptune Motel in Brooklyn.
Yeah, my apartment.
Her last known location was a place called the Neptune Motel, which I think is maybe a half a mile from
Very close.
the apartment.
Yeah, walking.
Yeah, it's walking distance.
But yeah, Derek, I miss you, man. How were the puppies when you got home? And they all like excited to see you?
Oh, super excited, super duper excited. They don't ever leave me alone, but it's been fun. I've been taking them out. The weather's been nice. I've been doing a lot of walking. There's a lot of spending time in the wildlife area with them. So the puppy's been a pain in the butt, but she's a puppy.
Yeah, just careful because in the woods live a monster. Half man, half deer.
I don't think they have to worry too much about that. It goes with them.
Man, Derek, yeah, I miss you, man. It was such an exciting week. We did so much stuff, and then you and Joe were gone, and it was just like, well, now I got to have a normal life.
You guys left before you see me.
Got to go back to normal. So, hey.
I couldn't.
I know, Leo. I'm so sorry I didn't get to,
but
really be back. I'll be back soon enough. And I'll see you again soon. I'm in the city 2 or 3 times a year now.
All right.
So.
And also, Dwayne just entered the chat. So, sup, Dwayne?
Dwayne. We love you, Dwayne. Hello, my Tombster maniac. Yes.
Ow.
But how's it hanging with you, Leo? How's the story going?
Story is fine. It's just so tired all the time. I don't know if it's also because I need more vitamin D according to my blood test, but also now I have like 2 part-time jobs and a bunch of random shit I keep getting from people, and I'm really bad with my time management, so I need to get better on this.
I feel you, dude. I'm the same way. Some days I feel like I have like too much shit going on, and then it's like I have absolutely nothing, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, no, it's like a lot of work. It's almost freak with my brothers. I don't know how to.
I thought you were gonna go with the tired angle because how they fell asleep. And
I guess, but I don't know. I just want this episode to be over because this
Are you so tired, Leo, that you feel like you could sleep for 50 years?
probably, yeah. But also, I wish I was sleeping over watching the show too. But we can talk about this the
Ah,
next hour.
because I do want to talk about it because Leo, out of anyone here in Totally Tunular, I'm pretty sure anybody that has been on the show,
Yeah, I'm the
you're
only
the
one
only
that
person
never try.
that never done any THC, right? No
No.
marijuana anyway.
I
You never eaten it,
sometimes I
never
get
drank it.
curious and I feel like, oh, maybe one day, but then I don't know. Even to drink alcohol, it took me forever. I think I was almost done with college when I had my first alcohol sip.
Really? So you
Yeah.
never drank in high school?
Nope.
This is why you're a better person than all of us.
Not really. Like I had a chance. Like I remember my
Exactly,
friends, they're
Leo.
like 12 drinking in parties and shit. But like
But you just never want to do it?
I never, I don't know. And
Do
then
people smoke weed in Brazil? Like, is that like a big deal? Like, do
yeah,
a lot of
like people,
people?
it's still like not legal. That's like way more conservative. But like, and you have the thing that like now it's getting better. But like I don't know. Like here it was like that too. But it was if you smoke weed, it's like oh my god, that's like a pothead there. And like even if the person did like one time, and then you just judge the
You're
person.
the pothead. Yeah, that's what it was like.
Hold on, I'm confused, Leo. I'm confused. So you can't smoke weed in Brazil, but you can show your butthole at any beach you go to?
Like you don't show the hole, you show the cheeks.
Just most
They
of
show quite a bit of the
That
butthole,
was the
man.
one time that
Like
happened on
it's
live
close
TV was
enough.
because it didn't have control what happened. The lady was showing like the painting she did on her butt and she squatted and yeah, the rest is history.
Oh man,
Well,
beautiful.
man, makes me wanna. I still want to go to Brazil, but sucks you can't smoke weed in
Like they
Brazil.
I don't know, there's like a whole thing that like more and more people being especially with a lot of countries legalizing too, it's just it's getting I don't know. People are seeing like with some different set of eyes too, but still, like Brazil is like the place that it's they have all the values in a weird position, and I don't know.
No,
But like I never
well,
wanted to try, but at the same time,
never.
I don't mind
I'm
if people
surprised.
do. I just don't like the smell at all.
So you'd be like, you never were just like, oh, let me just take a hit of someone's joint real
Oh,
quick.
people offer me all the time my whole life. I don't know. Like I had like a lot of breathing issues too. Like I have problems with like a bunch of stuff like allergies and then uh I don't know, a lot of things that mess up the way I breathe and then I avoid all kinds of smoke at the end.
I
And
mean, it's better off.
You need an edible.
Yeah, there's apples.
You need edibles.
maybe one day, yeah.
Derek, what was your intro to weed?
Shit, I started smoking weed in like the 7th grade, man.
What was it like?
I remember the first time I smoked weed was down at the lake at my mom's house. You know, the house I grew up in. With my nephew who's 2 years older than I am, and a couple of his friends. And I didn't get high. Like I basically just came back to the house and watched television and took a nap. Didn't feel high. But then a couple of weeks later, I smoked weed with the guy I went to school with before like the barn warming, I guess.
Mhm.
It was the JFC, the JV varsity basketball scrimmage, right?
Okay.
That's the only sport we had in town. And I smoked weed in another friend's garage. And we didn't tell him, of course, and he was a big pothead. And then I blacked out, ran down the street, freaked
You
out.
blacked out.
Finally, my buddy caught me. Yeah, I completely blacked out. I remember hearing everything, but not seeing anything and freaking the fuck out. And then I ran down the street, and he caught me. And then we went back to his house on the other side of town, and I ate chicken nuggets in front of his dad, completely stoned, just got fucking ketchup all over me. And then we went to the basketball game. It was great. It was like the greatest day of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I smoked weed. I don't remember getting too high, but I remember eating a full pie of pizza. like an entire pizza.
Oh
So-
wow.
And then I remember a friend of mine being very disappointed in me for smoking weed. I think I was like 17, and then he became a buddy. I smoked weed like 3 years later. You know, like,
Nice. Oh, it changed my life. I never wanted to stop smoking weed after
but like
that.
I didn't really, because I smoked. So I started when I was 17. I smoked a few times, but I didn't really start smoking weed till I was 20. That's when I hit like the moment of like, oh, I like doing this. I'm gonna continue to do it.
Like on a daily basis.
Well, I guess now I'm 30, so fuck, I haven't smoking weed consistently for 10 years.
But
That's
like, what
fucked
is
up. I just realized
consistently?
that.
It's like how many times a day?
I mean, that varies on the day. If you listen to me and Derek's Brooklyn Zoo Rangers, you'll see how much we
Oh
can smoke
God,
in a day.
you guys doing the putty
Yeah.
people. Sounds like-
You gotta shake
But
the
like at
arms
this
too. You gotta
point,
shake
like
the
you
arms
guys
too.
been doing this for that long, does it do anything, or like I don't know if it's like people that drink beer their whole life and then it's like it just become like another water or soda more than actually I don't know. You just get used to the uh I don't know, like
Well,
just always.
it's also a lot different now than it was when I first started smoking. Even me, which was 10 years ago, weed's a lot different now. And Derek, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot different than when you started smoking.
Oh God, we used to get weed. We were lucky. We would get weed. It would weigh a quarter, 8 grams, and it would look about the size of like 2 50-cent pieces, together, because it was just compressed. And you pick out
Was
rocks
it
and
brown?
fucking seeds that were in stems. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All that import, man. All that shit flowing in from Canada or Mexico.
But like
It wasn't good. Now you get it. Now you get it, and the shit's beautiful. It looks fucking great. It looks fantastic. It looks like
but
this. These
over
big nugs of
you, Derek,
beautifulness.
is your state fine with this at this point, or
We're recreational now.
Yeah,
We were
Missouri
we
is
were
legal.
for Yeah, it's the fucking craziest red state. We're still shitty red state, but we
but
let you
that's
smoke
like the
weed.
thing, like
You know.
both sides they like to smoke, but then they have to be like the whole virtually signaling stuff that like just do what you want to do, but like they like Republican people also like to smoke. So I don't know, like
Yeah, they
it's
just don't like
just
to admit it.
so stupid.
Yeah, but man, I said I didn't start smoking weed until later, and also when I started getting into horror movies a lot more too. Kind of like weirdly,
You think the
horror
weed help you to understand more the point of the horror movies?
probably. I just have this very distinct memory of being like 20 years old, watching Evil Dead 2 by myself, like and smoking weed by myself for the first time, and I was like, this is the life I want to live forever.
But when you guys smoke, you smoke because you just like to I don't
I
know,
mean,
like how it is, or you feel like you have like an addiction at this point since you're doing for 10 years? Because
no, I
like
mean, like I've had points where I've just I've stopped for like months at a time or a month at a time. But I don't know. Like for me, I like smoking mostly like a lot of people like to have a beer after work or whatever. Like I like to just smoke weed after a long day. Like that's like
mhm.
especially working on film sets, like doing film all day and you're working for 12 hours, then getting off and like smoking weed and going to bed. That's like my bliss. Or going smoking weed and like, going to a movie, like out to the theater. Like that's like my bliss in life, where like I feel the most relaxed. Though I will definitely say that I smoke too much weed, and I definitely shouldn't be smoking weed during the day, which I've cut back it by a lot, except when Derek was in town, and like because yeah, I mean sometimes weed can be too much. That's definitely for sure. And
Okay.
then yeah, and to your point too,
I
if I smoke
definitely
too
smoke
much,
too much weed.
like like if I smoke too much, yeah, to start not getting as high, and it stops being as even as enjoyable. So, you know, I think holding back a little bit is better.
Okay. Because like I have a
I
problem with
quit everything for like 5 years. So you know, I I
So
and you definitely like the first time I smoked weed. Do
I
what,
said, so yeah,
Derek?
so you stopped everything for 5 years?
Yeah, I didn't drink. I took a 28-day
Oh
vacation, James.
yes, I
Remember?
do. But
You
for some
know.
reason, I never thought you quit
So
smoking weed.
Oh, I quit smoking. I was completely sober for about 5 years, and then I started smoking weed again. And I really started smoking weed again because I was on antidepressants, and I didn't like the way the antidepressants made me feel. But I reminisced about how I felt when I would smoke weed. So I was and I was kind of dating someone at the time to smoke weed, so it was just easy,
Yeah.
And I'd like to smoke weed sometimes just to be high. Most of the time, I do it like especially in the morning because it gets me
I mean,
motivated
some people
and it
like
helps
say
with
that
the.
smoking weed in the morning is like coffee. For me, it's not. I feel like I want to fall asleep like immediately when I smoke it.
Yeah, immediately
Because
want to just go back and think, no, I can get up and get
weed
motivated.
is like it's just gonna
You
calm
know.
you down. It's not gonna like wake you up, right?
I mean, it depends. I mean, some people say it does. There's like sativas. Like there's there's the two strains of weed, the indicas, the sativas. The indica is supposed to
The
like slow you down.
sativas, and then there's the
Yeah, the
hybrids.
hybrids, and like indica is supposed to slow you down. The sativa is supposed to like I don't know, be more energizing. I guess more of a heady kind of high.
Mm. I was
But
just asking because
Yeah,
like
it's more of a
I got
motivational.
used to. It's not like a good habit too, but like I got in a point that I feel like not necessarily like Monster, but like energy drinks. I especially if I go to work, I need to drink one. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't do anything to me. I sometimes I finish drinking, I want to go to sleep. But it's like something I don't know if it's the caffeine or the taste of what I'm
I
drinking.
think the caffeine too. I mean, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I feel like
a lot
I got
more people.
addicted to that, even though it's not doing
Caffeine.
anything. That's why I was
Yeah, because caffeine is a
yeah.
drug. Caffeine is a
Yeah,
drug.
so I am addicted to something
You can
that
get
doesn't
addicted to
do
caffeine just like you can get addicted to
yeah.
nicotine.
Yes, you see, we all
You
have
know.
our terrible, terrible vices. But I do love smoking weed, man. I don't know. It's just like the most like when Derek when we did the Brooklyn Zoo Rangers. That's the most fun I've had in a long time. When we just spent 420
Yeah,
literally watching
it was
20
fun.
hours of Power Rangers. And
Power Rangers.
that was some good shit.
Yes.
We
Like
can make the whole episode about the Power Rangers. We need to talk about this cartoon.
so let's get this Freak Brothers. So I mean, Leo, so you did not like this
I don't
apparently.
know, like it's not that I don't know if maybe I got older or whatever, but I used to love watch even though I never used drugs, watch like stoner movies and like all the this kind of comedy, but like this here nothing landed to me. I don't know. I feel like how you get like all these great actors and great comedians in one place and you make this. It's like when usually you meet like you put like two celebrities, they're both like gorgeous and they have an ugly baby. That's what it felt to me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate this too much. I remember not liking it so much when I first watched it a year ago, but this time I finally it clicked on me. I don't know, but Derek, what about you? I mean, did you know what the Freak Brothers were at all?
I kind of knew what the Freak Brothers were because I had seen this before. Kind of like, yeah, I'd seen it like a year ago, like you said, James. When it first came out, I think I watched a couple episodes, and I'm familiar with the animation style because it looks a lot like that. Keep on trucking. The old, that iconic picture of
Wait, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
There was an artist, and I can't remember. Ben was here. He would know. I would know. He would
Well,
absolutely
he's
know
gonna
who it
call
was.
in
But
soon, by the way.
yeah, okay, cool. Then we're gonna ask him who the artist was. But in like the '70s, there was an artist who had drawn kind of like it's the same art style as the Freak Brothers, and it's a dude walking with his long legs stretched out. Like you see, there's that photograph at the end in the Cochilla episode where he shows the three brothers. The security guard shows the three brothers. These guys got away from me, and I got to catch them, right? And they're walking away with their legs stretched out. There was a poster that said "Keep on trucking," so I'm familiar with that. And
So you think it's the same guy?
I think it's. I
Or
don't think it's the same guy. I think it's based on that guy's art.
Because
okay.
like it does
Or
say on a cartoon like based on a comic book.
Yeah, they said these were
yeah,
comics from the
based on the
60s,
Freak Brothers comic.
which I don't know
Yes,
anything
it
It's
is.
about.
the guy who did Fred the Cat,
Oh,
according to
Joe Duff
yeah.
says it's the guy. Joe Duff says the guy who did Fritz the Cat. So that sounds like Ralph Bakshi. But Ralph Bakshi didn't do this, but I guess it does have the kind of background vibes a little bit. I can see that.
It does. There's a couple characters that feel like they're from different cartoons though. Like, there's one of the women. There's that episode where they basically turn Woody Harrelson's character into a fuck toy, right? I think
Oh,
they
yeah,
call
yeah.
him that. In
Oh,
that
that's my
episode.
favorite episode. I
Oh,
was
that's the
like
best episode. That is absolutely the
watching
best
like
episode.
the pilot. I was like, man, this show was way better when it like took place in like the 60s. And then I got to that episode and I was like, no, this is perfect. It's like these like woke like, you know, women who are just like never seen a real man ever and they just get so horny
Yeah,
seeing
they
like
all gotta fuck him.
what do they call him?
But
He was the good American stallion or something.
well, one of the women in there looks like kind of like Daria
Oh, yeah.
from Daria.
Oh, yeah, one of the
Beavis
cat people,
Butthead.
right?
It looked like.
Huh?
There's like the lady who goes to pick up the cat too when the cat's like in the shelter, and it looks just like a
Yeah.
creepy Daria.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, isn't this
So,
the
and
same
it's a
joke
show that
Austin Powers did like a while ago? Because it's like the different
But-
men that came from the 60s, and women's like, I don't know why I like this guy that doesn't brush his teeth, and it's like disgusting.
Well, kind of. I mean, for me, I just thought it was hilarious just because, like, yeah, it's like because it plays off of just like, you know, this whole thing of just men and you know, I don't know, they're all just like
maybe
San
it's
Francisco, so
reverse
they're not,
it's
like-
reverse chauvinism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then here is this guy coming in, a dude they've never seen before. Like, you know, no one's ever seen this stone cold American stallion, like, with his nice, thick, you know, big cowboy hat and mustache.
Just want to mention really quick here. I forgot to mention this on the chat. Thank you, Amy. She said that I might have ADHD because people that drink caffeine and feel sleepy, usually that's what it is. So maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Maybe you
I
do.
don't
You know, we all have a little something. We all have a little something in us.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
I remember
Completely.
when this show was announced in 20. I think like this show wasn't original. I could be wrong if someone wants to look it up.
No, it's
But,
a Tubi original.
It is a Tubi original. I don't think it was initially made as a Tubi
Oh,
original.
okay.
I think it was supposed to be something
purchase.
else. And then I remember 2020 hit, and it got delayed for reasons, probably because of the pandemic and whatever. Because I remember what the pilot was out for a while. I watched it on YouTube for
Oh.
free, like literally in 2020.
I'd never heard of this.
And then out of nowhere, yeah, then they just did a whole season on Tubi, and then nobody ever talked about it. Yeah, but I thought the cast with it's the cast that really blew my mind because I was like Woody Harrelson, Pete Davidson,
I
and
know,
John
but
Goodman.
out of all three,
that's a
John Goodman
crazy-
is like the best actor because I can see him on that character. But like the other two is like just them doing their voices.
And Pete Davidson Joe pointed this out to me the other day because I told him I might be on the show. I'm gonna watch this and I mentioned it to him. So Pete Davidson throws me off, and then finishing watching the episodes, he does not sound like he would be from the '60s. He sounds like Pete
Yeah, it
Davidson.
sounds like
So
a SNL
he's not. It kind of
sketch.
yeah, but I can see Woody Harrelson there. That's the weird thing is I can see Woody
pretty
Harrelson
hard.
as Frank.
But I don't mind Pete Davidson either.
Yeah, but
I forgot the
mean,
name, but I feel like that
by
character.
the end of the 8 episodes, it was
You
fine.
know, on Parks and Rec, the guy that sells cologne. I forgot his name. He's on a bunch of like
No.
other stuff, like the. Fuck, I forgot all that.
Aziz
No.
Ansari?
But like he's kind of like friend. I forgot. Fuck, what's his name? He's on
Oh yeah, I know exactly. What you're
because
talking
he
about.
looked exactly like the character.
He's the Fonz's son.
Is it?
They're talking about
Because he
Jason
looked
Mantzoukas.
exactly like the drawing of Pete Davidson.
They're talking about the
character.
actor Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah, he was on the League.
Yeah.
He's just like, and he's in everything now.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
does
I
kinda
feel
look
like
like
that was
Jason
the
Mantzoukas.
proper cast for that.
Actually, I actually think those are two different. I think those are two different actors,
Well, then,
James.
No, he's
I
on
don't
the
think Jason
horny
Mantzoukas
Netflix
is in it.
show, the kids on puberty. What's the name of that one?
yeah, Big Mouth. Yeah, that's Jason Mantzoukas.
Big one. The guy that fucked the pillow.
Yeah, that's Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
But like Woody
that's
Harrelson's
just
like literally this character too. Like he's not even trying to act.
But you know what?
He's-
I never pegged John Goodman as a stoner. Like Woody Harrelson, yeah, Pete Davidson, of course, Tiffany Haddish, sure. John Goodman never once thought he was a stoner.
That's how they get you.
Hey man, Morgan Freeman's
Morgan
a pothead.
Freeman's a pothead?
You know. Oh fuck yeah, dude! Go listen to interviews about him talking about drinking in the '70s, and then he finally started smoking weed. He's like, "Fuck this alcohol bullshit. I'm just gonna smoke weed all the time."
Damn, I wish I can do like a Morgan Freeman impersonation. Him smoking weed. That'd be fun. I want to smoke weed with Morgan Freeman. We can just talk about
I want to smoke weed. I think every stoner in the world wants to. He's on the top. He's on the top of the list. Like it's like smoking with Willie Nelson.
Would be great too. But even like Woody Harrelson would be awesome to smoke weed with.
It's like Woody and his new brother, right? The Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Are they?
I don't
really
think
related?
we know yet, but there's a
Wait,
possibility.
that's a thing.
Yeah, like his mom said, like
that's a thing.
she know his Woody's dad, and she's like, we kind of like mess around
before his dad went to prison for life,
and there is a possibility that Woody's dad is Matthew's dad too.
Yeah, this is recent. This is recent, James.
But they're gonna do a DNA
I think I saw an interview on Google today.
Yeah, I'm down. That sounds hilarious. Like I did not know that at all. Also, Amy says John Goodman was in The Big Lebowski, the ultimate stoner movie. Yes, but he didn't smoke weed.
Yes, but he doesn't smoke any weed in that movie. I
kind of feel like the opposite of
he plays the uptight. He plays the uptight converted Jew that's like very adamant about his time.
But like he's always on those shows, even though if he's always the uptight. But like, what do you think happens when they say cut?
Oh yeah, I mean, you never know. What you call? I have a buddy of mine, Alec Lawless, who was on the show Futurama. He was an extra in Wolf of Wall Street, and he just talked about how every time the camera cuts, Leo would just be fucking vaping. He had like the giant box vape, and would just be like clouds until they said, "All right, get back on set" or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I don't know. I just never thought of it. I mean, I guess not like it doesn't make sense. There's probably a lot more people who smoke weed I didn't know, but
everybody.
Yeah, I mean, John Goodman is from Alton, Illinois, and I've been there, and there's not much to do there except drink and smoke weed. So shout out to Alton.
What's out? When did you go there?
Oh, dude, there's a little it's not too far from the racetrack. The dog track or the horse track.
Well, I think Ben's called
it. And I went there a few years. I went there a few years ago. My cousin's
Baba Booey.
That was the last time.
Hey, do you guys all hear Ben? Oh, he hung up on us.
Yeah.
Wow. He called.
Cool. That was Ben, guys.
Baba Booey. Thanks. Thanks for your great insight, Ben. Appreciate it. Oh, he's calling again. He's actually going to talk this time. Hello.
What's up?
You're gonna talk to us this time? Or you gonna...
I'm just gonna do my Baba Booies. Is all I'm gonna do. That's it. How are you guys?
So where are you right now, Ben Johnson?
We are outside of Albuquerque. To keep it in line with the show, we sort of fucked up and asked Bugs Bunny for directions, and we may have taken a wrong turn.
You were asking people for directions?
Bugs Bunny.
Yes, Bugs Bunny, and it took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
You don't know that?
Did you take a picture with the statues there?
What'd you say? What?
Did you take a picture with the statues of Walter White and Jess Pinkman?
I can't understand a word that was said.
Well, Ben, did you watch Brothers at all?
A picture with Walter White.
Yeah, so I saw it like a couple of episodes a few months ago. It is an interesting show. The notion of smoking a strain of dope that puts you to sleep for 50 years is an exceptional concept for a show.
And not even put you to sleep, like actually be like the fountain of youth that keeps you alive.
It just frees you aging.
It's like Rip Van Winkle status, though. Do you know what I mean? Like it really is. It's we're gonna just ooh, and then here we are, and now it's what 2020, and the world is completely fucked.
I like that. Well, they also come in a different 2020. That's why I said this show was made pre-2020. Because they come into a different 2020 that's not pandemic at all. It's a great 2020.
It's like a utopian existence of 2020. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I liked what I saw, but again, that was a few months ago, and my brain is old and broken.
Yeah, Leo was just saying that the Pete Davidson's character looks like Jason Mantzoukas. I remember you telling me that before.
He looks just like Mantzoukas. You know what I mean? And so Jen and I have been listening to a lot of podcasts along the way, and we were just literally listening to some How Did This Get Made?
Oh, nice.
Exceptional show. And all I could think about was how much Zooks looked like that guy in the show, Pete Davidson. Not real Pete Davidson. They look nothing alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we are balls deep on the way to Nicole's wedding.
Yeah.
We've crossed what is it, like 4 or 5 states. We're gonna do another 2 hours tonight, I think. And then give or take, Jen's like, whatever, she's ready to find a motel and call it an evening.
Hey, traveling's tough, man. You're always traveling.
Bro, and we literally, like yesterday, we got through Tennessee and Arkansas, and then today was Oklahoma, Texas, and now we're in New Mexico, and then we've only got Arizona and California to go.
Damn, dude. So
you
yeah,
have
you
the
guys
puppies there too?
We've been hauling so much ass. Like, it's not even funny. But also, I will say this too. We were a little stressed out for a minute because we hadn't seen any pictures from Leroy's camp, and they always post pictures of the dogs at dog camp, right?
Yeah.
So finally, like maybe about 2 hours ago, maybe 2.5. I don't know. Time means nothing. It's like we're Freak Brothers, and time means nothing anymore. They posted them, and then there's Leroy out in the yard, and he's got this one dog. I sent it to the shithouse chat. You guys will have to look at it. But his dog's chasing him, and he's staring like straight down Leroy's asshole, like he's about to eat my dog's ass. But everybody seems happy, so it's good so far.
Nice. When we get into talk about the Freak Brothers, I was asking, because Leo here is the only one who's never even touched any marijuana, THC, anything.
Well, he's been to your apartment, so he's got the contact,
What'd you say, Derek? Oh, you think
I'm gonna smoke a bowl for that.
I'm pretty sure I touched at one point. I just didn't smoke. I probably passed to the next person.
So it's like a Bill Cosby situation, or not a Bill Cosby.
Not a Bill Cosby situation. I may have to hang up this phone call.
It's like a Bill Clinton situation. That's what I mean.
You smoke.
I don't think that's better though. They're all bad.
Well, he didn't inhale.
Yeah, Bill Clinton didn't inhale.
Yeah, he didn't inhale. That's right.
What was I feel like we might probably have talked about this on the show before, but what was your intro to weed? Because we talked about ours before, me and Derek.
Oh my God. What was it? I was 18 years old, give or take, maybe 17 or 17. And there was this kid, it was senior year, and he says to me, he goes, we're going to get high tonight. And I said, okay, cool. I was staying at his house, and then we smoked Jay, and then we went for a walk. And he started showing me some of the stuff about weed, like time distortion, distance distortion. And the biggest thing that I remember is at the start of our walk, he puts the Dr. Pepper can down outside of his house. And he's like, remember that's there. And I was like, cool, okay. And we go for this walk down this like country road, right? And there are these fucking horses. And all I know is this dude, he goes over to the horses and he's like, let's feed the horses. And this is when like paranoia and fear kicked in for me. I'm not.
So you got paranoid on your first time smoking weed?
Bro, I got ripped. I was out of my head. And found out I do not like farm animals. I was not a fan of the horses. He was like, you can pet them. And I was like, you can pet them. I'm not touching the things. I don't want to go near a horse, man. No. And so we continued our walk, and then it was time to go back, right? So we're walking back up towards his house, and he goes, hey, you remember that Dr. Pepper can? And I was like, sure. He goes, look at it. And I looked at the doctor.
Oh.
And we walk, and then he goes, hey, you remember that Dr. Pepper can? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, look at it. And the fucking thing was right by my feet. It felt like it'd been like 3 seconds, but it was like the distance, the depth perception, all of that stuff. And it was like right down there, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, I got ripped the first time.
Damn.
First time, yeah, out of my brain.
Yeah, because I didn't see, me and Derek didn't get high at all.
No, I very much was.
I didn't get high either.
I was stoned. Yeah, Leo didn't get stoned either. I was stony baloney, bro. Yeah, honors.
So when did when did you start like really smoking weed? Was it like right after that? And like when did weed become part of your life?
Like a staple. I mean, pretty much.
When did it become a problem?
I would say probably like later that year, like shortly after. If that was first semester senior year, it would have been like right in the middle of the second semester of senior year, and then just on through, baby.
I was just saying before, I started smoking weed a lot when I was 20, and I just realized on this episode now that it's been 10 years. I've been consistently smoking weed. I haven't stopped.
Yeah, try a quarter of a century.
We'll get there soon. We're getting there.
I mean, like, try a quarter of a century, James. But like, intermittent breaks are good.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Tolerance breaks or
tolerance
whatever.
Breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, like give it a month and then come back and be like, what happened to my entire planet? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because I mean, as much as I love smoking weed, sometimes you just gotta not smoke weed.
Yeah, and there's nothing. What do you call it? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, too, like you come back to it and you realize, like, holy Jesus, like a little dab will do you. Like a little bit on a cake. Holy crap. But no, yeah, love weed stuff. Love weed documentaries.
I love weed shows. I mean, that's basically what I wanted to watch the show too in the first place. I was like, there's an animated weed show with Pete Davidson and Woody Harrelson.
Well, I mean, at that point, it's like, how do you not? And that, what's her name? Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
She's a big weed lady, right?
I was just saying before to the guys here, like I didn't think so. John Goodman's in it. I never pegged John Goodman as a stoner.
Well, he might just be taking a role, but you know what I mean? Like, then again, too, I could see it.
I can see it. I just never, thought about it.
That's amazing. Who else is on there? It's those three.
It also has the Workaholics guys, too. They pop in pretty regularly. Yeah, it's
I think Adam is like a producer, right?
Oh, he might be a producer, yeah.
Yeah, Adam Devine is the producer, yeah.
And Blake's on there too. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say too, like as a sound guy, most of the sound's really good, but for some reason on their lines, Like every time they have talked, it sounds like they're like recorded on Skype. Like you can hear like reverb, like it just sounds like it's recorded through like a Zoom call.
Maybe it
Like I don't know
was.
what Yeah, it definitely
I
was.
mean,
Because even the
I- I-
animation kind of looked weird too. Like it looked like they animate the legs walking, like we had on. I forgot what cartoon we watched. Oh, I think it's like Furby Island. Like they animate like the legs walking, then they animate the point A to point B. So they kind of glide over instead of actually like walking. I don't know. It's a good.
Well, I will say about the animation because it's not the greatest, but it definitely could be worse. I think I've seen like at least they give it angles a lot of the times, and like you can get like just the perspectives in the frame. I like the way the backgrounds are drawn. So I mean, I thought it could be shittier because
well, do you think a lack of sort of production quality might be because it was like made for Tubi?
what's the thing? I don't think it was made for Tubi originally. I think this show was supposed to be a pre 2020 show. That 2020, I don't know the full story. I just know it went down a kind of a rabbit hole, and then
I
Tubi
think
ended up
they just
buying it.
spent the whole money hiring their friends because they have a big good casting. It's just not a good show, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, Ben, did you know about the free
You never know.
before? Like, did you know about the comic or anything? Because I didn't. Is he there? Did we lose him?
Lost him.
No, we lost it.
You know,
God
like
damn.
I should have
Oh.
recommended earlier today too, James. I was just thinking about like a stoner cartoon. We should make the episode on Broad City where they do shrooms because they see everything as a cartoon.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd
Just
do that.
putting it on the list here. Everybody can hear.
On the list, yeah. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh,
Never really watched that show, so
I-
maybe that's a good
See,
way
that's
to.
the thing. Like, I
talk
like
about it.
stoner, like comedy, but like this one in particular, I didn't like. But like Broad City is like kind of like this, and I feel like, especially you, like Brooklyn, like here in New York.
Yeah, now I think I would. I think I didn't watch it too originally because it was such like a Brooklyn kind of show, and I was still in like Long Island
It
when
has
it was
Queens
out.
too, but yeah, it's
But,
like definitely like a way like New York kind of thing, like all the jokes. But yeah, they have a cartoon episode though. Maybe it's like an interesting one.
Yeah, let's get weird. We'll do it.
oh, then there's a ton of shows you could do that. There's the G.I. Joe episode of Community.
Yeah,
oh, there is the
Community
G.I.
has
Joe.
like a couple like there's like a stop motion Christmas.
Yeah, they have that one, and then they have the Christmas one.
The GI Joe one's amazing because they start like I think like what's his face
Abed.
Abed.
Abed, the main actor,
Jeff.
fucking Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Jeff
Oh.
actually shoots a guy and it's like oh you're not supposed to really kill them or like whatever. That shit's good. But Derek, you got a favorite like stoner movie or like stoner show?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Up in Smoke, man. That's the classic. It's Up in Smoke
Oh,
and
dude, why
Friday.
my car?
You know, those are my favorites, like stoner movies. You
See, I
know,
haven't watched Dude Where's My
but I would say like as for an animated, like a stoner animation, would be Heavy Metal.
Dude, yeah, Heavy Metal is
You know.
the best. I remember watching it, like any good way you should watch it, tripping. And I had like my Jewel charging like behind me, and I was waiting for the green light. And my whole time in my brain, I was like, I need the Lochnar. Give me, waiting for that green light to get the Lochnar.
Yeah, dude.
No, but yeah, Heavy Metal is like probably definitely the best animated. If you want to get stoned and watch some cartoons, Heavy Metal is like
Definitely.
the one to watch for sure. For me though, one of my favorite movies is always. I mean, I love Dazed and Confused for sure. I mean, that's like a classic. I actually have, thanks to our friend Sam Zhang, I got this signed photo here from Jason London from set, and you can't really read it because he was definitely drunk when he was writing it. And it says, "Fuck football, smoke weed every day."
Yeah.
From Dazed and Confused. But I also fucking love Pineapple Express too. I think that movie is a classic.
That's another good one.
I like that when he like turns into a full action movie. Like that's where I was like, this like dumb stoner comedy is now just like full on action. I don't know, Leo, you said you're a stoner guy. I mean, you like stoner comedy. So like, what do you What do you like? What you got a favorite stoner movie?
Yeah, I used to have a hard copy, like a physical copy of Dude, Where's My Car and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And I love Broad City too.
Oh fuck! How can I forget? And now, fucking Harold and
Oh
Kumar
yeah,
go to
yeah.
White Castle. That
Those are
part.
like
Oh
the
yes.
trilogy. I watch all of this. Like most of like especially like 2000 stoners shit that was like basically half of every movie that came out that time. Like I watch all this shit.
Now,
Like every American Pie. No,
now, here's the question too, and maybe that's the problem with this show, the Freak Brothers, right? Since weed is legal, isn't that harder now to make a stoner comedy, right? Because isn't a lot of it too is being the stoner comedy is like that weed is illegal, so you have to hide it. You know,
yeah,
there's all
but
these
you don't
gags with
have
police or like.
to though. Like Jay and Silent Bob. Like none of the things there
Yeah,
was
that was
like they're running
pretty
from the
off, yeah.
police because they have weed. Like all those stuff. Like Dude, Where's My Car is like about the whole object thing. It's like nothing about police. Like Harold and Kumar. Like all those things. Like they're yeah, they're
Pineapple
not worried about
Express.
like, oh, it's
You know?
legal, it's illegal. It's like how they're tripping so hard that they have no idea what they're doing, and they can't
Interesting.
remember
That was a good.
what happened most of the time.
I think in the case of this show, though, because they're from 1969, that's part of why it didn't quite land with me because of that. Like they that first like episode, I think it's not the pilot. Maybe it is the pilot. Yeah, it's the pilot where they find the dispensary, because
Yeah, they start singing.
it just seems like that joke would play better if pot was illegal for them, and now it's just legal. Now they can get weed anytime they want to, when I'm sure in the comic books they were always fighting the man to get weed.
Yeah, I mean that's why in Clerks 3 has a really good joke where Jay and Silent Bob are like selling weed in front of their store, but they own a dispensary now because weed is legal in Jersey, but they're still selling weed outside in the front of the store and like handing it off to people like all like chill, and the guy is just like, weed's legal, like you don't have to do this. And they're like, shut up, and they're like, they're quickly handing it off to him. So that kind of stuff I think is funny, but I said I like this show better when it was in the 60s. Like, I'd rather have watched that show.
I agree with you there. I think it would have been a better show if they would have left it in the 60s instead of bringing it into the modern era.
Yeah.
Because, like, besides, like, the one episode where he was just, like, fucking the book club, like, I didn't feel like they played off the time enough. I guess there was a scene where he destroys all the robots, which was also funny.
That's in the pilot episode.
Yeah. I felt like, I don't know, yeah, I guess I didn't feel the disconnect. Like, the Captain America in it.
It was by like the end of the second episode, they're basically acclimated to modern society. Yeah, because at one point Phineas fucks a robot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like the book people, because they're all trying to get laid. And then he starts like just dating a robot for some reason.
Yeah, and then and a lot of like, because they're from a different time and culture. The woke, they're working around
the Cole's calling
just
me.
the way they were, like Woody Harrelson talking to what's her name about the homeless or the houseless situation.
Hey, the Cole's
it
on,
felt forced,
guys.
Hey, hi! I want to call you guys because I happen to be on my computer and go to youtube.com/totally.toonular because I was like scheduling a treat for Saturday morning. And I saw you guys were live, and I was like, oh crap, it's live. So my family's in town for my wedding. Sorry to make this all about me and be really selfish right now.
Well, you're just on the phone with Ben. He's on the right now.
Oh my God, hi. Oh, Ben's on the phone too. Oh, okay.
He was on the
Ben.
phone. He's gone now. You were here with Derek and Leo.
Yeah, I see you guys. It's funny. I see you guys on my screen. You're muted on my computer, but I'm on the phone with you and I see you.
Yeah, and there's a delay anyway, so,
Oh, so how are you guys doing?
Doing great. We're talking about smoking weed. Going to talk about the Freak Brothers, the weed comedy store. I mean, I know you were with your family, but I've been asking everyone if they remember their first time, their intro to weed. Do you remember yours?
Yes, I do. Oh my God. Who did I tell this to? I forget who I told this to, but they thought it was ridiculous. I think I told this on Totally Toonular. The first time I smoked weed, I was in high school and I vomited up like a penny vodka slice.
I think I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my intro to weed. It was insane. The first memory I had was vomiting after.
Damn, you and Ben had some crazy stories. I just ate pizza and didn't do anything.
And I did the opposite of eat pizza. So.
Also, Dwayne says, Nicole, hey.
Ben is in the chat
Hi,
too.
Dwayne. Yeah, hi. Hi. I was gonna say hi in the chat, but I figured I'd call. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. Again, sorry to be totally selfish and make this all about me.
No, have a great wedding. I hope it's all going amazing.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Yes. Congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, have fun there. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Look at that. Everybody's calling in today, thankfully. Appreciate everyone. All our totally toonies hanging out with us. Yeah, Nicole's getting married. Goddamn, man. It's crazy. I'm still the only person not married on Totally Toony.
Nicole is
Derek,
still
get married?
Not official.
Do what?
Until
Derek, do you want to get married? What?
I did not hear you, James.
To Derek, do you want to get married?
To James.
Sure, dude. I'm down. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We get cheaper taxes, don't we?
I'm down. Yeah. Totally get cheaper taxes, dude.
You like to cook like a real Tennessee pitmaster.
Do you want me to propose? Because I will. I mean, I'll wait till the next time I see you.
Leo?
I feel like everybody's calling here, so I need to call you. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm hanging up on this phone. Also, I love that, like, every time somebody calls, I get to play a little Big Dan ad because for some reason it became my ringtone, which I don't know how, but now every time somebody calls, you hear a Big Dan intro.
Yeah, because everybody need to get some Big Dan products.
So Leo, did you finish the whole show?
I didn't watch the last 2 episodes. Didn't have time for this. Like yesterday, I watched like up to the last 2, but then I was like, I need to go to sleep. Cause
did you see the Jeff Bezos episode? I thought you would have dug the Jeff Bezos episode.
No, it was kind of like they could have do a better job on that one. I still feel like the Bernie cameo was still better than that one, even though it was like faster.
I agree with it. The Jeff Bezos episode seemed really forced.
Yeah. And then like, let's put Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk here, and
Miss Maisel.
Yeah. Like the Miss Maisel, I kind of thought was like a little funnier, but like that was like the only part I kind of like on the episode.
Which episode?
It wasn't the same because it was all about Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That episode was all right. I thought. I don't know. I always love taking shots at Amazon, but yeah, I guess it didn't feel as. I guess that's how I feel mostly about this show. Like, I did find it funny. Like, I actually do like this show, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of like whatever. Like, I don't really like. I wouldn't care if it even got a second season.
No, I feel like I know this is like based on something really old, but at the same time, it felt like a AI wrote the show. It's like what we people like. So let's put a bunch of stuff and doesn't need to make sense.
I mean, it's not complicated. You know, if you want to make a show for stoners, it's not hard.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you miss this hard, like, you got to be a computer to kind of, like, just throw all the stuff on a fan and see what happened.
Did you guys watch, like, it was a sitcom that was on Netflix? It was about a weed dispensary. Disjointed.
No.
That's what it was called. You ever watch it? I forgot the lead actress's name, but she's famous. I don't know. This had the same vibes where it was like everything I wanted in a comedy show about weed, but then it was just felt like an AI wrote it and just super generic.
No.
It felt very generic. It felt like they were trying to get as many pot references and like pop culture references in every episode
of this show.
So it was like
Brothers.
Yeah, of this show. Like, it was a sensory overload of just bullshit that would have been funny had it been spread out.
Yeah. Kathy Bates, thank you, Ben. That's who it was. Kathy Bates is the lead actor in Disjointed. But yeah, and it's like, part of it is that I love stoner comedy, so I'm always gonna watch something that's like weed based, and then I always get disappointed when it just sucks.
Maybe it's because you need to be extra high to watch those.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe I just smoke too much weed that it's just not fun watching other people do it as much anymore. Like it was a lot more fun when I was like a teenager and not smoking weed, seeing other people get stoned.
It's like when I used to play basketball in high school. I never liked to watch the games. I want to play myself. So I guess like that's you guys with the weed show.
With weed. I wanted to be that guy. And also like,
I mean,
yeah.
I still like getting high and watching people get high. There's a show I've been watching on Netflix where it's like Funny or Die, or maybe it's HBO. I can't remember, but it's HBO's Funny or Die's like High Science.
Oh, I did
That shit's
see
hilarious.
that. I didn't see it, but I saw it. I didn't. I mean, I love Funny or Die. They're always great.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly though, like out of most, here you go. Ben's telling me Weeds is the perfect stone. Yeah, Weeds is fucking sick. The last season I think it ended
Weeds is a good show.
season like a season or two early than it did, but Weeds is great. Now I forgot the point I was gonna make. Yeah, I think when it comes, and also like in movies, I always had a perception of what I would be like being high, and oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. We're all gonna be so loopy and dumb, and then it's just like in reality, we're just like zombies. Like, we're never as like dumb and fun as we think we are, or even as the way the movies perceive it to be. Like Derek, have you listened back to our Brooklyn Zoo Rangers?
I have. It was the day we recorded it.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's how they did the show. They're like super
I
high.
can go back now and go, man, that was a fun day. That was a fun day. We got high as fuck and watched Power Rangers all day. Which is great.
Yeah. And I said, I look back at that shit. That was a blast of a day, but I listened to it and you feel like, yeah, this is what weed really does to you. Is that episode? Because we're just so like fucking dumb and just like zombified, and like that's usually what weed does to me most often. That's why I try not to smoke a lot during the day. But I don't know. I look at this show and I still don't feel like it's even close to like what anything weed's really like.
No.
Though I did like that he did grow pot plant out of his
butthole. Yeah.
Out of his butthole. When he kept like scratching his butt and he kept begging his friends to look at his butthole.
Yeah.
Would you guys look at my butthole if it was too itchy?
No.
I mean,
I'm a married guy.
No, but I would recommend.
You
I mean, I'd look at your butthole, I guess. You've seen mine. So
It's true. If you guys watch The Curse of the Were-Deer, you're gonna see Derek's butthole.
you might get a nice
But
shot
yeah,
of
I
something.
come up to you and I was like, my butthole is retardedly itchy. It's like it's killing me. You got to help me out, Leo.
But I'm not a doctor.
you-
What was gonna happen if I look or not? I'm gonna be like, cool. That is an asshole.
That's a problem. Go get it checked out.
Yeah, that's probably what I would tell you too. But you need to go to a doctor.
Well, I'm glad that you would be willing to at least look at it, Derek. You're a better
I would
friend.
look at it for you. I would look at it just to see.
I'm a bad
Just out
friend,
of
but I'm a good
curiosity.
husband.
Ben says
You are, Leo. You're a great husband. You're a great friend too.
Thank
We love you.
Oh, Ben is saying that he'll look at your butthole, Derek, many times.
I know he is.
Derek, do you ever dreams to star in a stoner movie?
Oh, I think if yeah, that would be great. That would be the perfect role for me because I like to smoke weed. And I can play high.
I'm trying to remember. Is
Yeah,
Super
play high
Bad
real good. I'm high as fuck right now.
is Super Bad a stoner movie or was it just like a beer movie? I can't remember.
Oh, that's true. I know. I think
You're
it
fast.
counts as a stoner movie, but I wouldn't count it as like a stoner movie. Like kind of like even Clerks. I actually wouldn't even call Clerks like a stoner movie. Even though it's got like stoner elements in it.
True.
Like I think like with Superbad, it's more like a comedy of like a coming of age, like high school comedy, like kind of like American Pie-ish,
Yeah.
but better. That
Do you
kind
think
of vibe.
Blue
Or John-
Mountain State can be kind of like a stoner TV show?
Oh yeah, that's totally a stoner. I mean, that's more college party show for sure, but it's definitely like hard stonery stuff in there. Because I remember like that. Like literally, I started watching that show when I was also just starting to smoke weed a lot. So I remember it was just like watching Evil Dead and then like Blue Mountain State on Netflix at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe if your butt is itchy, you maybe should check if you have any Oreo between your butt cheeks.
You need to wipe more. You need
That's
to.
from Blue Mountain State first episode. They have the Oreo race that they have to run
uh,
on the field without dropping the
yeah,
Oreo between their butt cheeks.
real. Yeah. Then they have
Oh
to
god,
eat
I
it or
forgot.
something, right? Shove it up further.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was. Like, yeah, Blue Mountain State's great. I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't think it would hold up as well anymore.
probably not.
To
The
be honest.
Netflix did like a movie, man, it wasn't.
Yeah, I watched the movie too. I actually ordered it because they did like a Kickstarter thing for it. So like when it like came out, you can like rent it or buy it or whatever. Me and my friends ordered it because we loved Blue Mountain State that much at the time. Even though I remember I was watching that movie, I think I had a turn of like, I don't know if I like this as much as I used to.
Do you like just because Aquaman from Smallville was there?
Hell yeah, that's why I watched the show initially. I was like, Aquaman from Smallville is fucking
Isn't that
partying.
crazy?
Hell
His
yeah.
first thing I think he show up was American Idol, and Paula Abdul was
Yeah,
like horny for him.
Yeah, now look at him. He's
Like an action
double
hero
super-
now.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But Derek, do you got any I don't know, favorite moments in Three Brothers? Anything
Oh,
standing out to you?
honestly, the soundtrack. The soundtrack stood out to me. I mean,
Oh,
when
the
we got
soundtrack is
the
awesome.
soundtrack's
And I've tried to
phenomenal.
look up some of these songs.
Super Tramp.
They don't really.
I had no
Um,
clue who Schoolboy Q was, and I had to Google him.
Oh,
and
is
he's
that
got
like
some,
a?
He's got some.
It's a real
He's
one?
he's the rapper that they first they dump his
Oh no, I
gold
remember the
golf
episode,
cart.
but I thought that was like a character for the show. I didn't know it was like a real.
No, that's a real guy.
Oh,
It's a real
yeah,
guy.
I'm not
and he's-
into like what the
he's
kids are
just a
listening,
tramp,
so I
man.
need to check that.
I didn't
Well,
need
they got-
that. Like I said, I'm an old man, dude. So
they do the remix of Born to Be Wild, but Born to Be High. And I've been trying to
Yes.
find the song, and I can't find it anywhere. So if you're out there in the totally Toonular world, please find me that song because I
Well,
really
there's
want to
the-
listen.
there's that first in the first episode they have the song like the song and dance, have an edible or whatever when they're
Oh,
at the
yeah,
convention
yeah.
before they get arrested.
Like a
And I was
full
like,
musical- yeah.
it was great. You know, there's
That's
some
like
Super
Smoke It,
Tramp
Eat
on
It.
there.
David.
So
the soundtrack's
the
great.
soundtrack really stuck out to me. But I guess it was if there is an episode outside of it's the father son episode where Phineas
Oh.
thinks he called
Oh.
it Pete Davidson's
UFC.
character thinks that UFC fighters
Yeah,
his son. And it's just basically listening to Woody
He's just
Harrelson.
playing pipe into the other chick in the house.
Yeah, he's like ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound, and that's just I actually like the whole show. Didn't really laugh, didn't find it all entirely funny, but that I laughed out loud. I honestly thought that was super hilarious. Like ground, I could have just imagined him on the other side, just like got her in some jujitsu hold, you know.
Well, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, ground and pound.
Ground and pound, ground and pound. But yeah, the soundtrack of those two episodes I thought were great. It's a show that it took. I think by the end of the season, by the 8th episode, they kind of had a formula, and
Yeah, like I think the show started like I guess that's like the story of any show, but I actually like when I got past like the first 3 episodes, like I started actually enjoying it more. Like I actually just like got into it. Like I wasn't like, not that I love this show, but I mean that's when I was like into it. I was like, oh, now I'm just the characters don't feel like I'm just listening to Pete Davidson, even though it is, but like I don't know, I was just into it
Yeah,
after a minute.
that's how I felt. And I think that episode, like, I think that's like by the 4th episode, I think it's when Schoolboy Q is introduced, because that's with the cats. When they have all these cats for the prisoners, and then Bob the rapist.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah,
cat.
why do they
like,
call you
think
Bob the
cat's
rapist?
And
Yeah,
they
but
they have the cats, they drown, and they're just like, well,
And
I
then he
guess we're gonna have
brings
to go.
Yeah, but then he brings him in on the swan boat like he's Santa Claus.
Oh, because that's when John Goodman's character, right? That's the episode where he keeps fucking everything up, no matter what they do.
Just like
Yeah.
every
Because then they get
episode.
to the boat. But this is like the episode about everything up, and it has that one bit where it's like, all right, what is it? What's the rapper's name? Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Like him and the Freak Brothers are together, and they're like, yeah, no problem, everything is okay. We'll bygones be bygones, and then John Goodman just crashes into the boat and sinks it like the Titanic.
Yeah. By the end of it, it's a show. I'm not upset. I don't think they're gonna get by now. I don't think they'll get a second season. But I'm not upset.
This is like buried on Tubi.
Do what?
Yeah, it is buried on Tubi. Like, it's kind of crazy how, like, you think that as a Tubi original, for one, and then two, you have someone like Pete Davidson who's like, banging Kim Kardashian, Woody Harrelson, and John Goodman. You would think that this, even if it sucked, you would be like, here it is, front page.
Yeah, let's
check it out. More promotion for it, yeah. But
yeah,
it's definitely something I would put on as background noise.
I don't know, but Leo, if you want to look it up, since you're our fact guy here, I did read that there is a second season in the works.
Oh god!
Or Ben says it's not get a second season, and I don't think it will, because I said it's definitely like fucking forgotten about. But I feel like I did read it is getting a second season.
Yeah, like Ben is definitely saying it's not gonna get one. Ben is the new fact guy now.
Yeah, and I don't think it would. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I wouldn't renew it.
Yeah.
Or at least do something different. I do like these like Freak Brothers idea. I wish we could just go to the 60s, hang out with them. Like, I don't need to know about modern stoners. I see enough of that shit in real life. I want to go hang out in the 60s where weed was still like weird. And
I don't know.
I think the show would work better in the 60s.
Yeah.
Early
also,
70s.
like I really like Pete Davidson on almost everything, but this one I still feel like that character I don't know, the voice with the character doesn't make sense to me.
So do I, and he actually has a new show out right now on Peacock, called Bupkis, and it's Bupkis. It's him and fucking Joe Pesci. Isn't that wild? Joe Pesci plays his grandfather.
There's several other celebrities around the show. It actually looks really good.
Have you seen it, Derek?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a lot of the trailers for it because I'm interested in watching it because it looks really good.
Yeah, I watched it with roommate Bergio, and actually, it's like really good. Like, it plays up who Pete Davidson is in a not like douchey way, which, yeah, I don't know, it's good. I do like Pete Davidson. And part of me feels like I should hate him, because there's like, I don't know, just like, his whole persona, right? But I don't know. He's hilarious. I can't help it. He's a funny.
Wait, what is the problem with the persona?
He's a douche. He's a douche. He looks like a douchey guy.
Yeah, and he
looks like a guy that would leave you an upper decker. He
also hangs out with Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Solar Opposite, the episode they have Pete Davidson on?
No,
like
at least not. I don't remember.
Yeah, like I think it was just, I don't remember if you even talked about, like, there's the Pete Davidson cartoon there, and the whole episode is about BDE. So they say like the thing with Pete Davidson is because he got like BDE, and then I don't know, the whole episode is around this.
Oh, well, I guess I have to check it out because I haven't watched it yet. I like Solar Opposites, but I also kind of hate it. And also now,
it's like a whatever show.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know if Rick and Morty is dead at this point.
Yeah, but we'll see. It's not dead. It's happening, so we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I don't know. But like the Pete Davidson, though, man, I do think he's funny, and like part of me hates how much I think he's funny at times. It's like, it sucks. I look at that dude like, man, me and him are the exact same age, and that motherfucker's like a superstar.
How many Kim Kardashians have you dated, James?
None. And I've said this a bunch of times, but it's crazy to me. So me and Pete Davidson are the same age, right? He had to have watched Kim Kardashian's sex tape the same time that I've watched it, right? Around the same time. Now here we are years later. Now he's banging Kim Kardashian. That dude is living every person's dream that ever had like a supermodel poster above their bed, being like, I'm going to bang that person someday. And he fucking did it. That fucking guy.
Hey man, life goals, dude. He's motivated. You know, that just shows determination right there. That's why I respect him. You know,
Yeah, and
you gotta have goals.
he said he is funny, man. And also, he's in Guardians too. Leo, did you know that?
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, in Guardians 3, he has a cameo. He's one of the aliens.
I need to watch the whole thing again at one point because I miss. It said like Lloyd is on the poker.
Yeah, he's got a full
scene.
cameo.
I missed the whole thing. Maybe I don't know. Like
I knew that, and I haven't even seen the movie yet.
I need to watch again and pay attention to all the details in the back or whatever. Because I miss like all the stuff like that. Never mind. Derek said he didn't watch, and it's still too early to mention. But
yeah,
the red catcher
no
girl.
spoilers.
No, it's because it's not
Yeah,
like
Ratcatcher is in it too, and I missed that cameo. I mean, I know exactly who it is in the movie.
Yeah,
and
she's right there all the time, but you don't know it's her.
And she looked familiar too, and I just couldn't place it. And then later, I was like, "Oh, it's Ratcatcher." Yeah, but Derek, if you haven't seen Guardians, oh
Yeah, the plan. I was just gonna go see it Sunday with my sister.
Oh, nice.
But I went on a bike ride with Joe, and then I was too sore to go anywhere.
well,
Wait, isn't like someone from Romeo and Juliet too on that
yeah,
scene?
he's in the same scene with Lloyd, and that guy's in a bunch of James Gunn stuff. I don't know the actor name. Sorry, whoever you are.
Yeah, I know he was in Slither.
Yeah,
he's
he's
in the background.
based in a lot of James Gunn movies. They're just homies like that. No, but it's great. I was at our friend of the show, Joey K, and that dude, he was literally bawling his eyes out next to me. I heard some like noise, like next to me, and I turn over, and Joey's just like fucking bawling, crying.
That's everybody that watched that show. It's just like people need to get like not the show, the movie, like a trigger warning for people there.
And it's gory. I didn't really.
Yeah, like if you have a problem with, like, I guess everybody has a problem with animal cruelty, but like even if you don't see, you're gonna hear about it, and it's pretty fucked up.
Like, Colonel Sanders doesn't care, man.
Colonel Sanders? What?
Colonel Sanders doesn't give a shit about animal cruelty.
That's fair. He kills a lot of chickens.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Man, that's good chicken though.
Yeah, KFC's pretty great. I don't know, Derek. You got anything else you want to say about this show? I mean, I'm trying to think what else. Like, I don't even know what else.
I mean,
jump off on.
I don't know what else to say either. It's not a horrible show, but it's not the best show. It definitely gets better towards the end. You can tell there was production delay in it.
There was a quote that Woody Harrelson said. I think it's in the pilot. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I thought it was great. It was like either it's better to have dope and no money than to have money and time and no dope, or something like that.
Yes, that's from the song and dance routine at the dispensary. That's great. I thought that was great. But then the episode after that just completely fell flat.
What was the episode after?
That episode after was when they have to become astronauts, I believe, because they don't have any. They live at the house and don't have jobs.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh no! The next episode was where the older sister takes him. The second episode is where the older sister takes him to court because they have squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights, right? And that's the one with the
that's
butt.
the butt episode, yeah, because they're still trying to go back in time.
Yeah, that's the butt episode where he's throwing weed out of his butt. And then the third episode is they become astronauts.
And the fourth is like
and
the
then
UFC.
The fourth episode is with. Yeah, the fourth episode is the UFC.
And then the rapper. And sorry, I'm reading here. Then, shit, what's this episode? Then
is the fifth one the book club, the gender one?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think that's the book club.
Yeah, it's the book club one.
And
that's
and then
like I think I like book club now.
Yeah, I didn't watch the other ones.
I know the last episode is where they meet Jim Morrison and he tries to take him back in time.
I like the last episode too because they also have like
the last episode was the best. Like it's really good. It's not the best
like
episode.
The security guard too. It was like what was his name? Norm the Narc or something like that.
Yeah, Norbert the Narc.
Yeah, then he
gave that name to himself.
And then he has like the same workaholics dudes as like the security guards, and he's just like, yeah, we gotta stop these people from smoking weed. We gotta do all this, and they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, bro. And then they just ignore him. And I love that there's like a rivalry that existed since the 60s. Like this guy's been his whole life has been waiting to find these Freak Brothers again.
Yes, the final episode's probably where they really get.
Yeah, Jim Morrison didn't die.
Coach.
He just came through like a portal.
Yeah, and he goes back every night.
Now, was that all a dream though? Oh no, because then Schoolboy Q comes back.
No, the cat woke up at the end, and then that's when Schoolboy Q came back through the portal with an afro and a machine gun, and then boom, that was the end of the episode.
See,
And that was the end
I
of the
kind of wish we stuck in that crazy reality where they're like, now weed's illegal. Nobody smokes weed.
Yeah, I didn't watch this.
And Taylor Swift is the
Oh
president.
yeah, they had.
I'd let Taylor Swift.
That was a whole Taylor Swift episode where Woody Harrelson and Taylor Swift were just doing a fuck ton of drugs together.
Just doing a bunch of Molly, dude. That sounds like fun to me. I would definitely do Molly with Taylor Swift.
And then she had that whole song about buying drugs.
Yeah, I knew a guy named Bruce.
And then what was the other song too? It was like "Get Over It," get over it.
Yeah,
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
And the last episode's pretty good. I don't hate the show, man. It's got some moments. It's just forgettable.
I feel like this show, this is like something that happened to me. Well, like when I just moved to United States, I woke up in the middle of the night with the greatest idea ever, and then I got to my phone on the voice recorder, and I record this idea because I would forget. So when I woke up the next day and I listened to what I record, it was like, so it was like nothing. It was just me mumbling. And the greatest idea was just my head thinking I had like a great idea. So I feel like that's the whole thing with the show. They thought they had a great idea. They were high. They wrote the show, but that's the show.
That's exactly, dude. That sounds like you got stoned for a minute, because that happens to me all the time. I have these genius ideas and write them down, and then like the next day I look at them and go, "Damn, you're a moron."
It's not even English. Like, why am I writing in a different language?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine the show was like, oh shit, we can get all these people. Sick, let's make the show. And then they're like, fuck, we have to now write the show.
Isn't this a Dan Harmon production? Oh,
it's
Starburn.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Which is that's probably why the animation is, I think, as good as it is because it's made by Starburns. Because same people did all the Community stuff too.
Yeah,
that's why I said I don't hate the animation. I actually think it's pretty good, because I remember there's like a new show that came out with Andy Samberg. It's like an Indiana Jones kind of Fox style cartoon, and that animation, it's so bad. Like the animation is just horrendous. And this is like using the same techniques, but I think just better. Nobody else heard of it? I think it's called like Doug Man or.
I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen like the trailers for it.
Yeah, it's funny. He's like a retired Indiana Jones basically, and then he kind of comes back, which I think is funny. But it's just a shitty animation and like a high concept, but with like in a Family Guy style that just sucks. You know,
it's like the Seth Meyers superhero cartoon that kind of looks shitty too.
Yeah, it's like I get why animation is that way right now. And it's because that's easier, like, because you just have to rig up people basically, and there's not a lot of frame by frame work going on.
Yeah, they want to spend the money getting the guests, not
the cast
on animation.
Yeah. So that's why that's why I hate Fox as much as I do, and I don't watch those cartoons. And this feels like this could have been on Fox and then wasn't.
That's probably why it's on Tubi, because it sounds, if you're saying there was a big gap between the pilot and the actual production of the show, it's probably because the pilot was made and they tried to pitch it to Fox or someone for their and they didn't pick it up, so they have to take it to somebody, and then Tubi is of course looking for original programming, so they just pick up the production and take over the cost.
I'm just surprised they don't promote it as much as they should. I don't know, it's weird to me, even though it's like
who watched Tubi though?
I mean, a lot of people watch Tubi.
I watch
mean,
Tubi all the time.
I think Tubi in general is just awesome. I mean, like, I mean, they literally have
Fucking
so many
Super
random.
Sentai.
Oh, yeah, Derek. You know what I watched yesterday on Tubi?
What?
I thought about you. I watched Lone Wolf McQuade.
Fuck
with Chuck
yeah,
Norris.
man. It's pretty good, right? Chuck
Yeah,
Norris
it's like
kicking
Walker,
ass.
Texas Ranger as like the movie, but more badass. And Kill Bill is the villain, which is awesome. I forgot the guy's actor's name.
Keith Carradine.
Bill.
David Carradine.
What? David Carradine. Yeah, he's the villain. Yeah, Lone Wolf McQuade. Tubi rules. It's got so much shit on there.
It's Super Sentai.
Yeah, it's got the Super Sentai, the Zoo Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only watch Tubi when James forced me. I avoid this,
There's a lot
especially
of
because
good stuff
commercial.
on there. They've got some pretty good documentaries too.
They got
I
the
do
Flash
like
on there, don't they?
the Flash.
Isn't the
Yeah,
Flash-
the Flash is on there.
And they had
The
John
Batman.
Wick.
Their show. They got a bunch. They did have a bunch of Trauma movies on there for a while.
They still do. They got a bunch of them. I know Toxie's on there.
Oh, they have
Oh.
they have like Predator and Predator 2. You know.
Every Van Damme movie ever.
Yeah.
Both Van Damme movies. Yeah, I know Tubi's great, but it's just weird to me that they wouldn't be like putting this on the front page, and like the second you open up Tubi, you don't see this show. Like how do you not be like, hey, we have Pete Davidson?
Like, wasn't easy to find.
Well,
though.
I don't think Tubi does a very good job of promoting their own original material.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I don't really see a lot of Tubi promotion anywhere.
You don't see when you open up Tubi, you don't automatically see like this is our original content. There should be like that should be the first thing that comes up. No, it's all like what's new on Tubi, and then you actually have to scroll way the fuck down before you can actually find just the Tubi original stuff. Or maybe that's just my
Is there
algorithm.
more original?
You know?
Well, it was really hard for me to find.
Oh, there's a
this.
ton of original stuff on Tubi. Actually, I actually know a guy who worked for he's my old drummer in the Del Reefers, Eric Nation. He works for Tubi in their content department.
Oh, do you know anything off the top of your head? Any other shows you can name?
I have no idea what he's worked on. I think he's just works in like basically in the office kind of bullshit. But he works with Tubi.
If he needs a recommendation for better things than this show, just let me know. I can tell him like one, he would make way more money if they just greenlight Chirpy instead of this.
More Chirpy. Bring Chirpy to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I'll next time I talk to Eric, I'll let him know.
Bring Chirpy to Tubi. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this shit early today, man. I mean, I just don't know what else to talk about with this show. I mean, it's fun. I like it. I love smoking weed, but I don't know. It exists. It's fine.
There's better original cartoons out there.
Well,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
than this, but it's a good watch.
So, Derek, you know the rules. What are you gonna give this show? How are you rating it? What are your final thoughts? Would you watch season 2?
I would probably watch season 2. I enjoyed, like I said, I thought if the first season was another say 4 episodes, I probably would have enjoyed it more because I feel by like the 5th or 6th episode they really got the premise of the show if they were going to keep the show in the modern day. But like the pilot really lost me after the song and dance number. The second, I didn't give a shit about the second and third episode. I actually wanted to watch those 2 twice because I just didn't care for them. I'd watch the second season. I really liked the soundtrack to it. I thought that was
wish they
cool.
would release the sound.
Because
a lot of those songs are original.
And I think of the characters. I really enjoyed Tiffany Haddish's character over any of the others.
The
cat.
Freak
Yeah,
Brothers. She hasn't one.
Yeah,
she's like rubbing it out with the toothbrush.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? When she,
like,
she gets the toothbrush, and she was like, "It's about to get Shamu in here," or whatever.
Stay 50 feet away from the front because it's the splash zone. Yeah, I thought it was good. So I give it a success. I mean, yeah, I give it a success.
Success.
All right, Derek gives us success. Leo, what are you doing? What are your final thoughts, Leo? Are you gonna watch season 2?
I guess if that exists, I have to because they're probably gonna force me again. Well, not willingly. I don't know. I guess like Ben is kind of saying here on the chat too. Like I feel like this, even if you do like the 3 seasons Seinfeld thing, I don't think it would work either. I don't know. It's like I don't want to say it's an algorithm thing because it's based on something old, but it just felt like I don't know. Just make like a list of everything a stoner show need to have, and let's just throw without like making sense. And let's try to see if our cast can hold the viewers with their star. I guess I don't know. Like, um,
Yes, like stars can like actually
yeah,
keep
like let's
people.
just put names here, and this is enough to hold people. Fuck the story. Maybe this was a show that actually travel in time was created now that the writers are in a strike. So they didn't have any real writers to write the show, and then they went back in
It
time
was
and gave
made
the
in
script.
reverse.
And then they went back in time and released it.
Yeah, that's my
I
guess.
mean,
Maybe. I said I do enjoy they live in a 2020 world that doesn't have a pandemic. But Leo, what are you rating it though?
It's
What are you
it's
giving it?
a one Derek for each character.
No, that's the main cast. I'm only doing the
All
four
right.
people. I'll give one for the girl too.
The things like I like Tiffany, but like the cat was actually I don't know. Like I know, sorry Derek, you like the cat, but that was my least favorite.
I thought the cat was funny. I thought she
I
was
don't know.
funny.
I
I
think
did
she's
it.
funny in all the stuff I've seen her, but I don't know. Like I feel like even the drawing of the cat kind of bothered me.
I don't know.
Looked like a
Man,
Pokemon.
it's
I
a
don't know.
little, I'm gonna give the show a success.
Success.
'Cause I did like it. I don't know. It was funny. I laughed a few times. But yeah, I don't. Would I watch a season 2? Maybe. Yeah, I would. Do I care? Also, no. Like, if I never see this again, I don't think I'd like. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna be running around telling people to watch this, really, ever. But I don't know. I had a good time watching it. Like, I at least laughed a few times. I thought the cap was funny. So, and the book club episode was my favorite. That's when I was like, all right, this show isn't too bad.
It gets better about that point. That's kind of like why I said I would watch a second
Yeah.
season is because by that point,
And
or
the
I would
James
watch
Stewart
another
stuff, that was
4 episodes. I kind
Yeah.
of want to know what happens when Schoolboy Q gets back from 69.
yeah.
You know,
And I wish they actually kept the alternate universe when weed is illegal. No, I would have been down to get a little crazy like that. But also, I would prefer, like, I'd be down for another Freak Brothers, but I want to see that shit in the '60s. I want to live with some '60s stoners and go back to some Cheech and Chong stuff. You know what I mean?
I think I think you're right, James. That would probably be better. That would probably be a better show.
I know, because it was just funny with them having to, like, the drug dealer hides the weed up his ass, and then John Goodman gets it out, and then he has to hide the weed up his ass. Like, there's just, like, I don't know, there's a lot more, like, going on. The characters, like, everybody has kind of a character. Where I guess, like, even, like, I don't know, and maybe because I smoke so much weed that I'm used to all the stuff the show, like Leo's saying, it's like, yeah, here's what stoners like. It's like, yeah, I see all this shit in my everyday life. Like, I don't know, like, I'd rather see the '60s weed where I don't know anything about that culture so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, what were edibles brownies like back then? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, what was it like smoking dirt weed? Like Ben Johnson was
It
talking
wasn't good, man.
about.
It wasn't good. I mean, it got you high, dude, but it wasn't like now. If somebody brought me some of that shitty import weed from back in the day, James, and I still had like not very much of the weed I have, I would rather smoke my weed than that shit.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, I guess that's the end of it here, man. Leo,
Oh, what is the next week?
come on, Leo, you got one beat you got to
I'm
hit.
sorry.
Like I
You lost me on the weed here.
Leo's
You got a contact buzz from this episode.
No, I'm sorry. I got my attention divided here a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. What's next week?
next week. So since Nicole is still not here, and I still want to get some nerdy shit in before she gets back, And you know what? We haven't watched any of these DC animated movies that came out years ago. Like there's like literally a universe of DC movies. It's like
With
it's
the
just
Creature Commandos?
No, the
not
ones
You
that's
talking about
out
the
already,
shorts?
like
yeah,
Flashpoint.
one, yeah, it's from Flashpoint on. So it's like Flashpoint, Justice League, World at War. There's like a Batman one. There's There's two Teen Titans movies. Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. All great, but the
There's
ones we're watching. What, Derek? I mean, I know Derek, you've seen all of them.
I'm anxious. I really want to hear what the episode is.
What we're watching next week is Constantine: City of Demons, which
I
is
haven't
a
watched that
personal
one.
favorite of mine. It's really good. It's super dark. And Constantine is voiced by the same actor who did it on all the CW shows, Matt Ryan. And it's just great. It's so good. It's super fucked up, but also like a lot of good story in it.
Cool. We should do Flashpoint
That's
right
one of my
before the
recommendations.
movie
That's
comes.
next week.
Just to do the parallels at one point.
Oh, we could. Look at that, Leo. Look, you're thinking. I didn't even think about it.
I wasn't smoking
And
weed.
yet, Ben loves Justice League. Because Ben's also the guy I know I've watched these movies, Justice League Dark. And it's funny because, Derek, you're the one who pointed out to me first that Justice League Dark is it's a great movie, but it's also like, why is Batman in this movie?
Exactly. Like, why does Batman is the Aquaman of that movie?
Yeah.
He is fucking Aquaman. He doesn't need to be there. My favorite part is when he gets covered by that shit monster.
But Constantine: City of Demons is great. I think Etrigan's even in it. So
Yeah, I think Etrigan comes into that one because he's in the second, or that's the one he comes in. He shows up
Derek,
in
I
first.
don't know. Do you got time next week? Would you want to come back on?
Absolutely, I'll come on.
Oh yeah.
We need.
I would love to. I would love to talk DC movies.
Yeah, there's no one else. We need you there. You know, you're my other nerd. I get to go to.
Also, we did
Awesome.
Justice League Unlimited, but we didn't do the regular one, right?
No.
Yeah.
You know, now it's also before I close this out blew my mind. You know, Justice League, not Unlimited, the Justice League animated show is on Netflix right now.
It?
Yes, I've been watching it again because it's on Netflix.
Why is it on Netflix? Like I don't know.
It's still on. I believe it's still on HBO too, though.
That's so weird to me.
They're trying to
That's
cash
just
more
weird to
money. They need Netflix money because Max is screwing everything up.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that it really comes down to executives and the higher ups or whatever. But it just blows my mind because even Amazon's making Batman shows now, and it just blows my mind when it's like you're a company that owns your own property, but you can't keep it on your own streaming service for
I know,
some
but
reason.
everything is
Like
so fucked up because I think it's Ted Lasso is like an Apple original, but it's made by Warner, I believe. So it's always like this weird.
Yeah, because it all comes from a fucking commercial. Like Ted Lasso was from a commercial from like
NBC,
14 years
I think.
ago.
I don't know.
really?
It was like a.
Watch Ted Lasso.
Was it?
Was it also Jason Sudeikis?
Yeah,
in the
it
commercial?
was exactly the same thing. Some jokes
Yeah,
are even
like
the
it
same.
came out of a. I think it actually came out of like a sketch that he pitched for SNL, and then SNL didn't use it, so they shelved it. Him and his writing partner or whatever, and then they did a commercial for I believe
Is NBC
like
showing like British football, so they're to promote in America because people don't watch football like here, like the soccer
in America.
Yeah, so they showing like, oh, let's get like a guy pretending to be a football coach to talk about soccer and see how funny it is because they don't understand.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I guess at some point I'll watch Ted Lasso. I just also don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, but my point is like is the whole thing is weird, like how a studio that's something like Warner belongs to HBO Max, all that shit.
Yeah.
But still, it's like an app because it doesn't necessarily who produces the one that distributes.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Gotham was also on Fox, which was also weird.
Yeah, it's like a shit show.
Gotham started out on Fox, didn't it?
Yeah, and that was also weird to me. Of like, why not put all the shows? I don't know. I guess it comes down to money in some way, but it's like, you know, Disney keeps all their shit close to chest, and it's weird that when you see like.
Well, I think too, James, in that, and not to go over on the show on this, but I also think it varies for title though, because I think because
Which is true.
Disney and Marvel don't own the rights to they can't make an Incredible Hulk movie because that's still owned by
Sony.
Universal.
Yeah.
And I think Batman and Superman are two separate entities, but the Justice League is one and it's one on its own.
Yeah, I guess.
No, but
so.
they still,
No,
but
weird.
Warner still make both individual movies though. Like
Yeah, there's like I guess, whatever. But I'm just glad Amazon's making its Batman show because they're making the Bruce Timm show, which got canceled for a minute, which I'm glad it's not canceled anymore. And next week we're talking more Constantine. Hell yeah, because this movie rules. All right, let's get out of here, you freak brothers.
Freak Brothers.
You guys, this is all Kyle's mom's fault. Shut up, Cartman. Kyle's mom is the one that started that damn club, and all because she's a big, fat, stupid bitch. Don't say it, Cartman. Well, don't do it, Cartman. Well, I'm warning you. Okay.
Hello, peasants. Want to kill all humans?
Work there, dude. We'd like some money.
Yeah, money.
Money is cool.